Hello, everybody, and welcome to my rating of Doris, Earl Sweatshirt's best album. If any of my friends are watching this, they'll know that Doris is extremely important to me. Actually, I have it right there, poster on my wall, and Earl is one of my favorite rappers, artists that there are. Now, the consensus for Earl Sweatshirt is that Some Rap Songs from 2018 is his best album. It had a lot of good hits. The production was great. I didn't love his rapping, but it was definitely there. But I'm here to tell you why Doris is objectively better. Now, Doris is not just better. Doris is his best album. And I say this because not only is Some Rap Songs up there, I do think I Don't Like Shit, I Don't Go Outside is a great album. It's really emotional. Its beats are consistent and they have a theme, but it's not as good as Doris. Not to mention Boar Dyer, which was his collaboration album with Alchemist a couple years ago, which I thought was a little underwhelming, but still had a bunch of great music on it. But to get to the point, Doris is the album with the most consistent track list, most consistent theme. It also has the best producers featured and the best rappers featured of any of his albums. I mean, what people don't realize about this album is that it has RZA, it has Pharrell, it has Frank Ocean, it has Bad Bad Not Good, and like a handful of other ones that are also great. Earl also invited artists like Vince Staples on this record. He invited Mac Miller, rest in peace, obviously, Frank Ocean. He also obviously invited Tyler, the Creator, which for me wasn't a great fit for this album. I actually think that the two songs that he's in, which are Whoa and Sasquatch, the other one is called Sasquatch, are not particularly strong. The album has very consistent track list, but a few tracks really don't fit the vibe or just have inconsistent or bad rapping on them, or just I don't like the beat. I mean, track 1, for example, which is Pre, has a beat that's like, it makes your ears bleed, and it just doesn't fit with the rest of the album. Then the two tracks where Tyler Creator's featured are good, but they're not great. Whoa, I think, is a pretty good song, but Sasquatch, it just gets to a point where it's unlistenable. I mean, it's not fun to listen to. This album has just hidden features and producers that make it, features, I guess, less hidden, but producers definitely that make it an amazing album. I think RZA and Pharrell are arguably some of the best producers in all of hip-hop, and he has both of them on this album. Not to mention Bad Bad Not Good, which is a personal favorite of mine, and Frank fucking Ocean, because he clearly has just some people that are his friends on the album, like SK Lafleur, I think is his name, which is just like, who the fuck is this guy? And I mean, you can tell because the first song, his verse is terrible. The problem is his verse comes first. It comes before Earl's, and Earl has a great verse on that one. I mean, if it wasn't for him, if it wasn't for the beat, I think the first track wouldn't be as bad as it is. But then again, it was Earl's choice to invite him on. Earl's also really emotional and really raw, and this just makes the whole record super immersive, really emotional. I mean, there's songs like Burgundy or Chum, or I don't know, Molasses for me is also really emotional. Oh, Sunday, duh. I don't know how that one didn't come up in my head. The theme of this album is really consistent. It's this grimy, kind of gross, but like these stories that are just like clips of his life, and you get a really good idea of what it's like for him, not only as a narrative as part of the album, but also what it was personally like for him coming back to a world that's really disgusting after being at a therapeutic camp for weeks. But Earl doesn't overload you with this emotional shit. I mean, literally, Tyler the Creator says it on Whoa. He says, well, we're not going back to that old 2010 shit, or something like that. I mean, he says that because he knows that if Earl had chosen to make this just completely sad, like heavy album, it wouldn't be as good as it is. And what makes it good is the consistency despite the lack of repetitiveness. There's not one track that is like any of the others. They're all different. They're all separate feelings, but all of the same genre. And that's what makes this album beautiful. Aww. The sound is great. The production is great. There's really not a lot to hate on with this album because it's all around great. As a staple for what Earl Sweatshirt is, that is why this record is Earl's best record. It tells you who Earl is. It tells you what his music is like. It tells you why you should listen to Earl Sweatshirt. Now, I've spoken about the technicality of it, the lyrics, I mean, just the overall cohesion of the album, but it's time to rank it. So I'd like to start off by saying that I understand my rankings aren't perfect, but these are my rankings. I mean, otherwise I wouldn't be making a video about it. I honestly do think the production is a strong 9 on this album. It is like a 9+. It's not a 10 because there's some tracks like Pre which just really go away, and that one with Tyler the Creator, Sasquatch, isn't great either. But the production is great. As I said, stacked producers on this album, plus Earl is a great producer. The rapping is really good, a lot of great features, plus the rapping is classic Earl flow and style, and some of the other rappers on this album just fit and mirror his style, which just adds to it. Tyler the Creator doesn't really do this, but you still can't deny that he's not a good rapper. I mean, he's on this record for a reason. He's not just Earl's friend. Unlike SKLA Flair, which is, I don't even know where Earl pulled him from. That's why I would rate the rapping on this album strong 8, maybe a 9, because, I mean, it's up there. It really is up there, and it is what Earl Sweatshirt rapping is all about. Finally, the themes and lyrics are really cohesive and consistent, and it just gives this gritty feeling all the way throughout, really puts you in Earl's shoes. It's really immersive, and despite the terrible intro track, Night is a 10 out of 10 finale, and the songs throughout the middle are amazing. There's never a point in the album where you really feel bored, unless Tyler the Creator is rapping. I even think that Domo Genesis on the last track is a great rapper. I mean, he didn't have a long career or anything, but it was a good choice to put him on there because he sounds good and he's good at it. After all, with everything taken into consideration, with the 2 other albums that I think are up there, along, I guess, 3 other albums with Vordire, I think Doris is the best, and it deserves a spot at 9. It is really strictly a 9. It is a 9 album. And maybe people don't appreciate it, maybe they don't notice it because it's his first record, but it is a great album, and it is his best album. I would like to talk about my problems with some rap songs, and I don't like shit, I don't go outside, but I think they deserve their own other video, and if I ever really get to doing this music review stuff, maybe I'll get to them one day. But I have nothing else to say except for Doris is a 9 out of 10 album and the best album Earl Sweatshirt has ever released and most likely will release. Doris is a 9 out of 10. Bye bye.